During a hunting expedition with Kichi, Rue spots a suspicious group of humans. Deciding to investigate, they overhear the humans plotting to kidnap the Elf Chief's daughter, revealing an elf trader's involvement. As night falls and the chief's daughter passes by, the humans launch their attack, killing her guards. Rue intervenes, swiftly overpowering the attackers. He questions one of the captors, learning of an impending larger attack planned in 20 days. The elf girl regains consciousness, initially startled and suspicious of Rue's intentions. He reassures her, explaining their non-involvement in human-elf conflicts and hinting at the betrayal within her own ranks. Distressed by this revelation, she begins to cry. Rue advises her to rest, though Gebu shows a curious interest in her, adding to the complexity of the situation. The following day, Rue prepares to escort the elf girl back to her village and inquires about her distinct wings. She explains that they are a characteristic of high elves. Upon reaching the elf village, Rue notices several archers aiming at him, their arrows made of metal. However, the girl intervenes, declaring Rue her savior, which leads the archers to stand down. During their meeting with the Elf Chief, Rue candidly states that his rescue was not motivated by altruism. The chief, feeling indebted, decides to prepare a reward. Rue interprets this as a measure of the chief's valuation of his daughter. The chief presents Rue with an ancient level item, pleasing him greatly. Rue then shares intelligence about the human movements, leading to a fruitful exchange where the chief offers more rare items. When the chief inquires about his elite unit, Rue feigns ignorance. As they depart, the chief gifts them alcohol and medicines, prompting Rue to vow assistance should the elves ever need it. The next morning, Rue discovers that Mio has evolved into a damper variant, endowed with ice control and enchanting eyes that can incite foes to fight amongst themselves. Similarly, Goi has become a half-Earth Lord, capable of manipulating terrain and detecting ores, while Saya has transformed into a half-Blood Lord, using blood as a weapon. With an impending war, Rue decides to maximize the potential of his allies. He distributes communication devices to the kobolds, and despite initial resistance due to cultural taboos, convinces the elves to accept them after extensive persuasion. He then initiates training sessions, surprised to summon a rare armored black skeleton. The elves practice against this formidable opponent, and Rue discovers his ability to summon various undead, although they disintegrate in sunlight. The group now exceeds 100 members, and noting the kobolds' relative weakness, Rue dedicates extra training for them and captures more wolf familiars. That evening, Rue notices that the halberd used against the red bear has been reshaped by Emery, who has advanced to an elemental smith, impressing him with her craftsmanship. Kichi, feeling romantic towards Goa, confides in Rue, who advises him to express his feelings straightforwardly. That night, Kichi follows through and shares his feelings with Goa. By the next day, it's evident that his confession was successful, emboldening him. Rue had anticipated this outcome, aware that Goi had sought advice from Mio. After training, the group goes hunting, where Rue acquires additional abilities. He experiments with an exoskeleton ability, which manifests as an armored suit with healing and impact absorption features. However, finding the armor too ostentatious, he removes it, only to realize it had consumed his clothes for material, leaving him naked. Adapting the skill to use different materials, Rue attempts to form insect wings but struggles to adjust to them. Everyone continues to make strides in their development. Emery introduces a new rapid-fire crossbow, while Spannel has crafted an innovative item from the black skeletons. A delegation of elves, sent by their chief, arrives with news that the humans have initiated their attack and promises a substantial reward. Rue agrees to help under the condition that his group can act autonomously, and he hands them a communication device for their chief. Feeling invigorated, Rue gathers everyone to announce their transformation into a mercenary group. At Saya's inquiry about their name, Rue christens them Parabellum, explaining that it signifies prepare for war, which energizes the group. At dawn, Rue leads his team to a human camp, only to discover it's protected by a magical barrier. Saya confirms the barrier's strength, prompting Rue to order a strategic positioning. He then uses his gauntlet to unleash a powerful blast that demolishes the barrier in one strike. Chaos ensues among the humans as Goy encircles them with an earthen wall and Saya sets the camp ablaze. Rue summons an army of skeletons, preparing to finish off the humans, but they mount a defense. The human commander, a knight named Thais, recognizes Rue's strategy and directs her soldiers to target him. Amidst her orders, one of her mages creates a diversion with a barrage of projectiles, allowing Thais to accelerate towards Rue at a tremendous speed. Impressed by her prowess, Rue manages to deflect her attack effortlessly and expresses a desire to recruit her. However, Thais vehemently refuses, vowing to fight to the end. As the battle intensifies, Mio uses her evil eye to turn the soldiers against each other, while Saya crafts swords from their blood, devastating the human forces. Despite her troops' defeat, Thais continues her assault but fails to harm Rue. In a desperate move, another mage summons a dragon, urging Thais to flee. Realizing the threat, Thais contemplates a sacrificial attack to take Rue down with her, but he neutralizes the dragon with a magical shield and persuades her not to sacrifice herself. Post-battle, the chief expresses his gratitude to Rue for handling the human threat. Rue then assesses the captured humans, offering them medical aid from the elves. However, Thais remains wary of Rue, suspecting ulterior motives related to breeding. To ensure honesty, Rue distributes ear cuffs that prevent lying, enabling him to extract vital information. Rue shares this intelligence with the chief, reminding him of their deal involving alcohol. Using the communication device, Rue informs the chief of the humans' tactical shift to multiple forest paths. Preparing for an ambush, Rue and his group wait as hundreds of soldiers navigate the woods. At the opportune moment, Rue signals his men, triggering a landslide that crushes the advancing troops, effectively neutralizing a significant threat. The soldiers fall into Rue's traps, with the goblins swiftly taking them out. Amidst the chaos, their leader, recognizing the peril, rallies the remaining troops to construct a stone wall for protection, while the mages counterattack with magic. Impressed by the leader's quick thinking, Rue acknowledges the need for a tactical shift as his forces struggle to overcome the human defenses. He commands Kitchi to capture the leader. Kitchi and his troops press forward, breaking through the magical defenses and engaging the humans in close combat. Despite a valiant effort from the leader, he is eventually captured and his forces are decimated. In captivity, the soldiers, demoralized, expect a grim fate. However, their leader, known as Kobak, a mere commoner, joins them and urges calm, though some remain skeptical of his leadership. During interrogation, Kobak explains that their invasion was driven by desperation to find a cure for their princess, afflicted with an incurable disease, believed to be treatable by the elves' secret medicine. Rue, however, suspects ulterior motives linked to the princess's strategic engagement to an emperor. Meanwhile, Goy stumbles upon a hot spring. Seizing the opportunity for respite, Rue constructs a bathhouse, allowing everyone a moment of relaxation. The following day, determined to utilize the prisoners, Rue initiates combat training through mock battles. Under Mio's supervision, the prisoners demonstrate their strategic prowess. Kobak, finding the skeleton sparring partners too feeble, challenges Rue directly. Rue enhances Kobak with a buff for survival but swiftly overpowers him, leaving him defeated but unharmed as Rue heals him afterward. Inspired by the display, Kitchi jumps into a sparring session with Kobak, and their spirited duel impresses the onlookers. After the fight, Kobak, moved by Rue's leadership and the unity of the village, pledges his loyalty, and is tasked with training Rebellia to strengthen her abilities. In a meeting with the chief, Rue learns that 3 prisoners have been injured, whom the chief agrees to accept. Curious about the elves' secret medicine, Rue presses the chief, who reveals he had already given it to Rue, advising discretion. Experimenting with the medicine, Rue discovers it grants him a potent ability, medicine blood, which he uses to instantly heal one of the prisoners, recognizing the skill's extraordinary potential.